Good morning, everybody. Today is Thursday, October 16th, 2025. Thank you again for joining for another session of trading the Nasdaq futures. We'll be trading both the micro Nasdaq and the mini futures today on the 1024 tick chart. If we take a look at what we overnight price action looked like, we definitely had a bit of an uptrend again, and I guess the good news is we closed above 25,000 so far. Last night we closed below it. You can see this purple and gray line is where the market closed yesterday, around 24,927. So this morning, I think we can go one of two ways, right? We can either come down, close the gap in this zone, or we can continue higher and try to regain some of the lost profit from that big drop on Friday, right? We have about 8 minutes before market opens. Let me go ahead and see if we have any news today. We do have news at 10 a.m. It is a yellow folder, so... And then... that's the only news I see that could potentially affect our trading. This bearish trade worked here. We're going to go ahead and keep track of the runner. We also have a little bit of a channel thing going on right here. Upward trend line that could be tested. So I'm going to go ahead and mark that real quick. We have a little over 5 minutes before market opens. Runner is still running. You go ahead and reload my historical data at the beginning of our session, just in case. Okay, the runner is still going. Excuse me. We now have false positive bullish signal here. Okay, runner moves down. We're testing the golden ruler right now. Okay, the golden ruler moves up to 86.75. We have a little under 2 minutes now till market opens. Okay, runner is still running. Okay, we have a little under a minute now till market opens. All right, we have about 7 seconds. If we keep flushing, eventually I think the target's going to be down here to close the gap. All right, the market just opened. Our runner has been taken out. This is a false positive bullish signal here, because we were under that EMA. And now this is a false positive bearish signal. And if you guys recall from yesterday, sometimes when the market opens up, there's a lot of chop, a lot of indecision, trying to figure out which direction we're actually going. So we're still in this up move. And it just hit target. Runner's been taken out. And this is a false positive bearish right here. And this was the bullish signal down here, the bounce off the EMA. But we couldn't take either of those trades. They didn't follow our rules. So we'll just keep track of the runner for now. Golden ruler moves down, which gives us this trend line. The runner still hasn't been taken out, so we can't take it bearish. Alright, runner did get stopped out, and this was the bearish signal here, but we have the trend line in the way, this trend line. Alright, the bearish move worked. Keep track of the runner to the bearish side now. Again, when you follow all your rules, you will have a lot less trades to take, but that's good because you're filtering only for the really good setups. And over the long run, that's going to help you be more profitable. So there's a lot of newer traders can say, why didn't you take this move down? And you know, a lot of hindsight trading, right? But it's also FOMO at play. So and it's okay. There's going to be plenty of trades that we're going to be able to take. So when you realize that, FOMO becomes less of a factor. Can't take this one bearish either because of that trend line. We do have this trend line as well. So this was a false positive bullish signal here. We're in the middle of this bearish trade. The bullish trade did work for 8 points, but again, can't take it based on my rules. Or I couldn't have taken it. Let me rephrase that. We're still in this bearish move. All right, the bearish move hit target. We have this macro trend line here. And our runner moves down just a bit. Our runner has been taken out. So we're going to be drawing a new upward trend line. This is a bearish signal, but it's going to be false positive. So you have the standard deviation in the way and this trend line in the way. It did hit target, which, by the way, a lot of the marginal setups will work sometimes, but it doesn't mean you should start breaking your rules and start taking more trades. You just have to be more consistent in your execution of those trades. Runner moves down. Golden ruler moves up. So that changes this trend line to look like that. Runner is out. If this goes, okay, it didn't target bearish. I was gonna say, if this goes bearish, we might be able to take it, but let me redraw my trend lines here, because now we are in a wedge. We're in a very clear wedge. And this is a false positive bullish signal here. That works. Because of the trend line from the golden ruler, and it was below the EMA. The actual trigger was 937.54. If you took the 938 candle, that wouldn't have been false positive, but that's not the first bullish trigger, right? It ends up working, but just saying, this 938 candle looks a lot cleaner than this 937, but the 937 happens to be where the trigger first occurred. So now I've kind of lost track where we are. It's okay. This is a false positive bullish signal here. It's this candle, which failed because of these two trend lines. And again, we have this choppy price action like we did yesterday, which I'm not a big fan of, obviously. You have another potentially false positive signal here because I don't think there's room. Yep, there's no room for this one either. And so we're just going to sit on our hands until we can get a really clean setup. Now we have a false positive bearish signal here. All right, so the bearish trade worked. Runner's at break even. We have a higher low, so you can draw this macro trend line here, which might get blown through anyway. Okay. All right, our runner is still running. Okay, runner is still running. Golden ruler moves down. Which actually makes, I don't know if it makes, yeah, it made that a false positive right there. The runner is still running. Hold on, no, the runner's definitely not running now. Okay, there is no confusion about that. Delete this line. Get the runner out of the way. This is a false positive bearish signal, believe it or not. It doesn't look like it, but it was a rejection off of 50. It triggered lower. You can't take it though because of this trend line. You can see we're respecting this trend line here. And now this is the bullish signal, but it's false positive as well. Did hit target. Let's keep track of the runner. Golden ruler moves down to 40.75. Runner still moving up. Okay, runner's taken out. Problem is we can't take this bearish if it triggers lower. We can't take it bullish either because of that standard deviation in the way and the trend line. This new, actually I think this trend line is right here. Would have been like that. This is not a trend line anymore. And then we have that bigger macro trend line here. Otherwise, okay, we're still in this original bullish trade that just hit target. So let's just keep track of that. Sometimes if I'm not really paying attention, I lose track of where the first trigger occurred. We can delete this macro. We can move up golden ruler. And runner is still running. All right, the runner is out. We might be able to get a clean trade here, this signal, but now it's getting too big. Can we take this bullish? No, it's beyond 100. If it was a point shy, we could have taken this if it triggered higher. All right, so it did trigger. This moves our golden ruler up. And we cleared 101 like it was. We cleared the 100 level like it was nothing. Our runner is at 98.75 now. Slightly higher. It's right at 100. Our runner is right at 100. I just don't want to put the lines overlapping. Let's zoom in here. Okay, runner moves up. We've cleared the overnight high. No, we've cleared a high from, we've cleared yesterday's high. Yeah, yesterday's open session, New York high. That's what this blue line is. So I don't know if we'll start seeing. I think the runner is out now. So this would be a signal to go higher, this bullish candle here. But it closed below the trend line, so we can't take that. Okay, This is a false positive bearish signal here. 100 could still hold as support. And we had that EMA that we were above at the time. Although technically speaking, golden ruler is right here as well. This would have changed our trend line. That still makes this candle the trigger candle though, or signal candle rather. Okay, we just hit the target on the bearish side. We're gonna move the runner. Let's move golden ruler up. And this is gonna change our downward trend line. All right. And this is gonna be a macro now. Okay, runner is still running. All right, runner is out. Is this gonna be a trigger? Yeah, this was a false positive bullish trigger here, this candle. This would be a bearish signal. I think I missed it. Yep, I missed it. Did not execute on time. Let's keep track of the runner. Golden ruler moves down. And this is a false positive bullish signal here because the runner hadn't been taken out. This does change our upward trend line. This is a false positive bearish. Golden ruler moves down. It's crazy how fast these moves are happening today. Runner still running. We're now approaching VWAP, which could be our next area of support. The VWAP move, or golden ruler moves down again. And the runner's been taken out. So this big bullish candle here was the false positive bullish signal. We couldn't have taken it. And now we have a false positive bearish signal here. We're still in this bullish move. We've broken through this macro line. Okay, the bearish move didn't work. Bullish move looks like it's about to hit target. Golden ruler does move up. It's a lot going on right now. It's a lot to keep up with. And now the golden ruler moves up to 58. And now you're in 2 trades. Neither were actionable. Okay, we hit the bullish. We hit the bullish target. Runner is up here. Golden ruler moves down. It's very choppy. We have a new downward trend line now. I would love to see a strong bullish candle that can break the downward trend line. Instead, let's see. This is going to be a... Okay. If it triggers up, it's going to be false positive, unfortunately, which it just did. Runners at break even. This would be a signal, but we do have standard deviation in a way. I don't know if we actually triggered higher, if we would have room for it. Well, we would, but it didn't trigger higher. So currently we are in no man's land, and we have about 5 minutes till the 10 o'clock news. This did trigger higher. We can't take it because of the standard deviation right there. And there's that stop loss. This could be a signal here. Let's see if we have room for this. We do. We do have room for this. Okay, so this one worked. Beautiful. Power of patience. Notice the first one didn't work, but the second one did. It really just depends. Well, the rules there protected us. I'll just put it that way. Okay, the runner is running. We do move golden ruler to this low here. This swing low. And the runner has been taken out. All right, let's look for our next potential trade. Although we may not take one though, we got news in a few minutes. This would be the bearish signal there. It was borderline because we were right on that trend. Otherwise I would have taken it. And it worked beautifully. This would have been a false positive bullish here because of that EMA. Golden ruler does move up. We have about a little over 2 minutes before the news, so we're just going to sit on our hands. All right, so that bullish trade worked. Keeping track of the runner now. I am getting questions in the chat about what the golden ruler is. The golden ruler is just an area where I am able to identify prior swing highs and swing lows. And because the golden ruler is above us, it is at a swing high, right? And therefore the sentiment is more bearish if the golden ruler is above us. If the golden ruler is below us, the sentiment is more bullish. It's 10 o'clock now, so the news is probably happening. If we break this low down here at 47.75, the golden ruler will move down to this swing low, and then we will be in an actual downtrend, because the definition of a downtrend is lower highs and lower lows. So we have a lower high here. We don't have our lower low yet, right? So when you break through the golden ruler as well, you're also transitioning your trend. And when you're in transition, you could be transitioning from an uptrend to a downtrend, or downtrend to an uptrend, or just consolidation. And so the golden ruler helps you to figure out exactly what phase of the trend we're in. I hope that helps. This is a false positive bearish. So if you zoom out, you can see we're in a much bigger wedge. We have this upward trend line here, and we have this downward trend line here. Although the wedge does have room, you could be taking trades inside the wedge, but the wedge is going to get tighter and tighter, and eventually we're probably going to see a bigger breakout one direction or the other. This is a false positive bullish signal here, but we're still in the middle of that bearish trade here from 10 o'clock. So it's very choppy at the moment. Okay, the bearish move finally worked, and ATR, you were talking about the golden ruler earlier, right? So, hold on, this is actually a bearish signal, but we can't take it because target is below the VWAP. But now that we made a brand new low, our golden ruler, which I designate here with this golden dotted line, moves to our last major swing, which was right here at 72. That becomes our new swing high. So you could see now we're clearly in a downtrend. We have we have a high, low, lower high, and now lower low, and another lower high. Do we have room for this? No, we don't. And so the golden ruler just helps me track where we are on the trend. And so if we break the golden ruler and close above it here, then the downtrend that we were trying to form, or the market was rather, has been invalidated, and now we're potentially transitioning to go up, or we can be consolidating for a while. All right, so this candle is exactly what I was talking about. This 10:05 candle, it closed above golden ruler. So now we actually have to move to our last swing low. And now you can see we're potentially transitioning back into an uptrend. If we start breaking, yeah, we're basically starting to transition into an uptrend. So the golden ruler just helps you to track those transitions. It's just something that I discovered about 2 years ago, and I've just been including it in my trading. I found it to be super, super helpful. This could potentially be a signal higher here if we can close above the standard deviation level, which we did not. In fact, we got the opposite signal, but we can't take it because of this trend line. All right, our runner is, we're going to track the runner on this one. So you can see we're approaching the golden ruler again, and the golden ruler will sometimes act as support or resistance. So you can see we're bouncing off of the golden ruler area here and 50. We did close below it, which means sellers are stronger than the bulls right now. And so we again transition back up to our last swing, and we are potentially going back down, but we're coming into this area of support at the 50 level. So you have to be very much aware of these support and resistance levels and how they can behave. This is a false positive bearish signal because we didn't close below 50. If we did, I would be all over this going down. And now our golden ruler moves down again because we made a swing and a brand new low. This was a false positive bullish signal here, down here. We're making our way again above the golden ruler. So the fact that you see the golden ruler changing hands a lot just means that we're not in a very consistent trend and that we're in a trading range. So if you zoom out, you can kind of see we're in a bit of a trading range here. We're kind of oscillating back and forth between actually the 15-minute opening range. So we haven't been able to break out of that initial 15-minute candle as well. This was a false positive bearish signal here. We couldn't have taken it. It did hit target. And now we have a false positive bullish signal. So we have a bunch of, we're just in a really tight range right now. And that also just shows me confusion. Okay, so the bullish trade didn't work. The bearish trade did. Golden ruler does move up. And I just hope we could start getting out of this trading range. Our runner is still holding. Gonna mark this low, actually this low here. Might be a key level when we get there. Runner has been taken out. So let's delete the line set no longer matter. This was a bearish signal here, but you're right at VWAP. And VWAP typically acts as support or resistance depending on which direction you are approaching it. The bears were able to push through VWAP though like it was nothing. All right. And then golden ruler moves again because we had a new swing and a new low. So golden ruler does move to this level. This was the false positive bullish trade. Again, that bounce off of that VWAP that I was talking about earlier. Bearish trade didn't work. And then we're retesting the golden ruler. You can see it's acting as resistance. We have this trend line, we have the golden ruler acting as resistance. We did get another false positive bearish signal here. If we didn't have VWAP in the way, this would be a very good bearish signal to go down. But VWAP is in the way. And now you have a false positive bullish signal here. And the bearish trade didn't work. We did close above golden ruler with this candle here, so my golden ruler moves down to our last swing, which is down here at 2075. And then again, we're getting another false positive bearish that didn't work. You're still in this bullish. We almost hit the target. All right, we just hit the target. Runner moves up. Let's delete all these other lines. Golden ruler also moves up to our last swing. This is a false positive bearish trigger. We're still running to the upside. We haven't taken the runner out. Our runner did move up. Yep, and now it just got taken out. This is a false positive bearish signal here. This is also a false positive bullish signal. Just not enough room, and we were in the middle of this bearish trade. If we break this high, which we just did, we can move the golden ruler. So as long as the golden ruler is below us, you know we're in a bullish trend, right? And now we retested standard deviation level up there. This is a false positive bearish signal because we still haven't finished out our bullish trade. And there's that bullish target right there. Runners at 79.75. We do move golden ruler up again. We do have a new swing low and then a brand new high. This is a false positive bearish trade because it's running up right up at golden ruler and the EMA is right there. It did close below golden ruler though, so I will move it up. So this could potentially signal a transition to go down. And that's how the golden ruler works. It also helps me to draw my trend lines based on where golden ruler is. And from time to time, because I am trading a tick chart, I will go ahead and reload my historical data on Ninja, and that just helps me to make sure that the candles that are forming are in alignment with the data feed from the brokerage. Because not all, like if you're trading the 1024 tick chart now, it's going to look different than mine. But maybe slightly different. It really depends, right? All right, we did have a false positive bullish signal here. We're still in the middle of this bearish trade. Again, the price action just hasn't been clean today. I've only taken one trade. And that's okay, you know? Like, being patient and waiting for a really good setup is worth so much. So the golden ruler now moves down to our last swing. This is the swing. And then our runner is right there. We're approaching 100 again, which could act as resistance. Let's see what happens. Okay, our runner's at 100 right now. All right, our runner's out. If this triggers lower, it is false positive. We just have support levels underneath us. This is a false positive bullish signal. All right, this was false positive bearish. It did hit target. It wasn't a very big candle, but it was above the EMA. If there was no EMA there, we probably would have been able to take it. It also happened really fast. Sometimes you're just going to miss actionable trades as well, which happened this morning. I did miss one trade. It was like a 12-point trade that worked. You're in this false positive bullish trade right now. Get the runner out of the way. So I realize this chart's getting a little bit messy. This is a false positive bear signal here, rejection off 100. But again, very tight on both sides. They're fighting. It's choppy. Okay, so the bearish trade worked. Keep track of the runner. I'm going to delete all these lines that are no longer valid because we've broken through all of them. Also, the golden ruler moves up to 103. Runner is still running. Runner is still running. This could be a signal higher if we get it. We did not. Cancel. Now we can't take this because it stopped out this trade and the measured move is above the EMA. Whereas this one already stopped out the runner and the measured move was a lot smaller. So big difference between this candle and this candle. Okay, let me figure out what our downtrend line looks like based off this golden ruler up here. false positive bearish. Get the runner out of the way. So the bullish trade did work. We have two trend lines now that we're drawing. Our runner is right here at 64.25. All right, runner's been taken out. We might have an actionable trade here if we can close above this trend line. I need a stronger candle than this. This isn't strong enough. But it did end up working. Okay, the runner is out. This is a bearish signal here, but it's false positive. We don't have room before the trend line and the EMA. Okay. False positive bullish based on this hammer. But we have 100 in the way, trend line in the way, and we were in the middle of that bearish trade. A lot of these marginal trades are working today, but that's not always going to be the case. So I'd rather just stick with my consistency over the long run, right? Because trading is not a sprint, it's a marathon. All right, this was a bearish signal here. The runner hadn't been taken out yet though, at that time. Runner is taken out now. Bearish trade also worked. We might actually get an actionable signal to go higher here. This bullish candle is going to be our signal to go higher. I wanted it to close above the trend line. It's not actionable anymore. This could be our signal candle now, the 10. Man, we're getting a lot of resistance up here. Come on, close above the trend line. We can go. Nope. Because it didn't close above the trend line, I can't take it. We do move golden ruler up though. And you can see we stopped out. Okay, so we now have another. All right, this is going to be our potential bullish signal here. This is following all our rules. If we can get it to close above 100, and we don't. Okay. All right, well, this is a false positive bearish signal, which we can't take either. And this is a false positive bullish signal. Okay, we still haven't hit our target yet. I'm trying to see what this. We're back at this potential zone up here from yesterday at 1026, around 116.75, and then we have this high up here as well. So we finally hit it. Runner is running. All right, we're breaking out. And the runner is still running. And the runner has been taken out. Yep. If we can get a bullish candle to break this trend line here and close above, that would be our next signal to go higher, and it would be actionable. Like this candle here, if we can get it to close above. All right, here we go. All right, got it to work. Got 10 points out of that. Two trades, 100% win rate. Honestly, I'm very happy with that. Our runner is still at break even. Our golden ruler does move up. This did trigger bearish here, but we're still in that bullish trade with the runner that hasn't stopped out yet. So we okay, the runner's been stopped out. The bearish trade just hit its target. All right, the runner is now moving to the downside. Golden ruler moves to the top. Runner moves down. All right, runner is out. This is a false, actually it didn't trigger yet. So let's see what happens. It would be a false positive if it triggered. It did trigger there, but it's false positive because of this trend line. Okay. Our golden ruler moves down. Our runner is at 135.50. Runner moves up again. And the runner is now at 150. We'll just keep it right here. Runner is still running. Okay, runner still running. Move up the runner. Trying to see where we're trying to go here. Potentially 200. There's really nothing in the way. All right, the runner's finally taken out. We will be drawing this trend line here, and if we can get a continuation higher, we will be taking it bullish. All right, so this is our signal candle here. If it goes higher, which it did. Can it come back and get us? Or is it just gonna go? All right, it got us. This might be a stop loss. Yep. Sucks. We have another chance at it right here. Nope. All right. This will be a bearish signal here. I don't think we have room for it though. We do not. Just reviewing that trade and seeing why it didn't work. All right, we got a runner to the downside. Runner's been taken out. This is a false positive bullish signal here. The runner hadn't been taken out yet when it triggered. This is a false positive bearish signal. All right, keeping track of the runner now, testing golden ruler. Golden ruler now moves to the top. All right, runner is out. And now we wait for a setup. retested to here. All right, if we can get this, if we can get out of this wedge, bearish, we can go down. That will be our bearish signal. And it would be actionable. This bullish signal, unfortunately, won't be actionable. We have potential resistance overhead here. All right, this is false positive bullish. And this is a false positive bearish. I really wanted to take this bearish. It just breaks one of my rules though. All right, we're gonna keep track of the runner. Golden ruler does move down. False positive bullish here. And the runner's taken out, but now you have the runner on the bullish side that we got to keep track of. Golden ruler did move down, and now we closed above it, so now golden ruler is underneath us. Runner's been taken out. We have no signal yet. No signal. I would love a strong bullish signal above this EMA we could take higher. Both of these entries are false, so I can't participate in either of them. I actually might take out this this candle here. It's a nice breakout candle. Let's see if we can get this move higher. Theoretically, this is the signal. I got about 5 points. I was supposed to get 10 and it didn't quite hit my target, but it moved my stop loss automatically to 5. I might retake it here if it can come back down. All right, it got me in. All right, we're almost at target here. I got 10 points. Boom. Got 2 good trades out of that. It is 10:55. I normally keep running up until lunch time at noon, but I do have an 11 o'clock meeting. So I do have to wrap it up here. Let's look at our performance. Let's look at our performance, shall we? Trade performance. Will it update? It's not updating for some reason. Yeah, it's not working. I don't know. I want to say we took 5 trades, 1 loser and 4 winners. So that's 80% win rate. And we captured around, I want to say we captured over 20 plus points. So that's over $400 if you were trading 1 mini. I'm gonna have to find a better way to show you guys my performance. I'll do that offline and see if I can add it to our stream moving forward. But I hope you guys had a really good time today. I know the market was choppy, but notice if you're just really patient, you can capture the really high probability setups that are gonna work more often than not. And I hope you guys found this insightful, educational, fun, and hopefully I'll see you guys again tomorrow, same time, same bat channel. Hope you guys have a great rest of your Thursday, and we'll see you